Nolan. Interesting.
This might be the R-line, and maybe the game plan here is they know they're most likely going to be reacting. Like if it gets to that point where they're reacting to the Kalea setups, for example, that they might just choose this lineup to go ahead and like try to have a counter play as much as possible. But there's the Sora. Sora being left open, so it's going to be that last pick for this lineup. So there is a lot of crowd control here. Like if you look at Rora's lineup, there's quite a bit of crowd control that they can use to go ahead and fight these team fights that are most likely going to be started by a Kalea like we've seen in the past.
The only problem here is that the damage profile coming in from Aurora doesn't really do that well against the glue. Unless the glue hops onto Sora and Sora just keeps on dashing towards a nearby turret or something. Yeah, if Kid Bomba has a good game, Aurora will not.
Yeah. That's what we saw. I mean, that's what we saw in their last match, right? Kid Bomba and Esmeralda. Just a phenomenal performance, but there's a lot to see unfold here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into the first game between Team Spirit against Aurora, Philippines. And again, this is a promotion match. Winner goes over to the knockout stage. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
By the way, Lafel, I gotta ask you a question. Isn't this just very SRG? Sora, Gatot, and then Yusichin, Zetian? Just the gold lane that, is different.
Yeah, they play double fighter, but hey, I believe Dominkai with this harp can feel like a fighter.
Well, the way he usually plays it is like that, like I said, regionally, and the statistic was, I think the Harith has won twice against the Claude, so could be just one of those picks that works out for specific players, but again, you don't see the Harith pop up too much, but even the Nolan, man, remember when the Nolan popped up? This was one of the questions we had for ourselves, like, how's the Nolan going to perform in the meta? And I think he still serves a purpose of kind of this window of opportunity type jungler. Even looking at the emblems, you have those windows to pop out that damage, but the rest of this lineup is actually pretty solid here for those front to back lineups.
Now this is interesting. Fire emblem on the Harith.
Yeah. So I guess you try to beat the sustain with sustain here, and he's actually doing a pretty good job. Hiko has the blink, so obviously the Synchro Fission will be dodged away from most of the time.
Yeah. Interesting to see how this Fire Emblem really fares for the Harith, because one of the nerfs towards the Harith is the nerf towards the Scythe, the Starlium Scythe. Yeah, I'm interested to see, and I wonder if the build is going to be the same or just a bit different.
Yeah, even for Edward on the Sora, like it just did not perform the way that teams wanted it to in the beginning of Swiss, but I feel like as we've gotten further into the Swiss stage, teams are kind of figuring out how they want to utilize this. Again, whether it's in the gold lane or in the XP, but it serves its purpose. Again, the crowd control is great. You don't have to completely rely on this Ganakacha. They're actually going to just force a turtle take here easily for Team Spirit based off an easy fight.
Quick blitz, man, and again, zoning there from Bomba was amazing.
I would say right now, Aurora Gaming is having just slight difficulties because they're not really winning the mid lane as well. Because Sunset Lover has been favorable trades against Yue. Quite a long range and more importantly, more burst coming in from Sunset Lover. The fact that Hiko came over and quickly, clear out the waves, it's going to be hard for Dominkai.
You got the gold crab too there, stole it away. Art of Thievery there. Got the airstrike coming down over on Dominkai. There's already a Zaman Force. No, Zaman Force means there's gonna be too much damage from Zandal. Last shot from Eco. That's first blood and a flicker out.
So close. Dominkai even popping the Purify, but unfortunately can't survive against that Fighter Emblem or not. So a good first blood pickup for Team Spirit. They made that decision to go make the play. That's about I would say every time if they focus on Dominkai's lane, you're gonna have to see Aurora Gaming Philippines kind of respond to that. Again, if you leave your gold lane to the whims of the opposing team, you're gonna be in trouble here.
I don't know about this, man. Bomba flickering around to safety now. It's gonna be caught still. Traceless coming down, and that's gonna be Edward with the punches down on the glue, but light AOG out of there. Caught in the feather airstrike, one shot. Wants to push in for more of the gold crab. Can we contest it again? This time it's Doming.
Yeah. Honestly, Aurora Gaming probably just wants Edward to get out of lane as fast as he can, because Keep him on his glue is making his life just a little bit difficult. And considering the speed that one shot is moving all around the map, taking some farm away from Demon Kite, I feel like this is a good idea, but we just have to see how it translates to the next turtle fight.
Yeah, this is going to be the one that we see Rora Gaming Philippines actually contest. Demon Knight went and got his purple. He's going to go work on his orange, and then Turtle's going to be up here in a second. So both junglers doing their thing. They'll get in position. And with this time, they can't be as zoned out as they were in the first Turtle. But they will have to play around Sawa's setup potential with the Kalea, but also Sunset Lover's damage with the feathered airstrike. So they'll take their time. This is what I was saying in the draft of Rora Gaming Philippines. They don't really need to be the initiators. They're more so responding to what this lineup from Team Spirit does. Edward's positioning here. He's going to go ahead and spot one shot.
The Fracture out by one shot, respecting the Sora damage. Now it's going to be Sawa walking up untargetable. Edward goes to the skies, now jumps on Bomba. It's going to be caught. That's going to be the full stacks on him, and he gets mounted on Demon Kite, looking for the angle to go for the retribution as one shot gets zoned away. That's an AOG! Demon Kite winning the retry there all alone. Tsunami Slam locks him down. Hiko! With a blazing duet straight onto Yue he goes. And Yue respects him with the flicker as Domen clears out mid, and Edward goes on to hit the Patrick.
I gotta say, my question, the start of the day, are we gonna see any Claude for space? I can't believe this is like what? Third time today that we're seeing a Claude for space. Hiko's really showing up. He's looking pretty good.
Oh, Fracture full burst light! Doesn't have the AOG, but he gets out feathered airstrike a bit late at the glowing wanting with the lethal ignition. Gets him down. Now it's Domeng in the bottom lane, isolated.
Oh man, even when Light wants to help, don't kite.
Okay.
Just get out of my gold crab territory, I think. I think that's what he was
if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, okay, he is going to secure it. But yeah, Light was going to go help Domenkind out here, and you know, it's you put yourself in that position where you can get set up on, and unfortunately, if you have the Revitalize or not, you're going to be somewhat in trouble. So now Team Spirit has continued to find these little bit of wins across the map where they can. And, you know, you're looking at the scaling here for both gold laners. Hiko's doing a great job farming both lanes, basically. He's got enough help as well to go ahead and secure himself this lane. And Domekite's got to play catch-up. Now, he's not too far behind, just a couple hundred gold, and that's why he's going to go ahead and rotate between both lanes. This could be a potential setup. I'm not sure if Sawa's actually going to get caught here with the Unbreakable.
He knows.
He doesn't, yeah. He knows they're there.
That makes sense. Right now for Aurora, the fact that they're not down by too much, I feel like it's still good because Demon Kite will be scaling up. And not to say that Team Spirit doesn't have skill. They do have skill, but I feel like they do have ways to deal with Team Spirit, especially Demon Kite here. Hiko might make the mistake of going for Wind of Nature, but who knows? Who knows? I don't think so. I don't think so, but who knows?
Hiko has definitely adjusted throughout the Swiss stage, man. You know, it was a rough start for him, but he might get caught. Okay, take some damage from Edward.
Half HP, that's a lot of damage. Bomba in the back though, zoning Domeng, or zoning Demon Kite. There's no way for him to enter. Edward gets caught with Tsunami Slam. Bomba again, zoning the backline. Fury of the Phoenix coming down, but it won't land on anyone now. Sawa with a flicker around. That's going to be Bomba caught by the Mountain Chakra. Has a flicker around. Light gets out with the AOG. Some Force coming down, and Demon Kite picks up the kill on him. Hiko again with the help of the burst one shot. Coming in from an Alf angle. Finds the Fracture, but Domeng was able to dash out from Sunset Lover's skill 1.
I like games like this where they're playing macro, but at the same time, they fight when the opportunity presents itself. Because for both teams, especially for Team Spirit, they're just zoning people away. They're going to get objectives for free. But the moment that Rora Gaming Philippines is in a position that they can fight, they will fight.
Goes for the stun, Purify out. That's one shot with the damage. But now, with his Zaman Force again, it's so hard to get him down. Feathered airstrike, just barely out of range, catches him in the end. The last tick of damage gets Domeng down.
I don't think he was expecting to get hit there in the very end.
Assassination up top. It's a solo kill for Demon Kite. But Sawa is looking for revenge. Has Tsunami Slam. Has 2 members backing him up. Sawa with the jump in forward. Demon Kite goes. Oh, he can't go for the Traceless in time, and he gets bursted out by Sawa and Sunset.
I'm just going to say wow, man. Right now, Team Spirit, especially Sunset Lover. I don't know if the boss promises him a bonus or something if he gets an MVP, but
he's everywhere.
He's clearly motivated.
Yeah, man. Looking at the items here, again, breaking it down across the lanes, there's not a huge gap, right? Mid lane by a bit, but you're seeing that damage come through, especially with the Glowing Wand, Genius Wand, both wands locked in, plus the Lethal Ignition, and you kind of you might forget just how much damage that feathered airstrike can do, even if you're on the edge of it. And that's again what happened to Dominkai here. So, oh man, even that burst. Look at Light.
Oh.
Bro, Sunset Lover, man. Yeah, the items, the builds, with the Magic Worship, like there's so much burn on the side of Rora Gaming. They really got to start blowing their phones to make sure that it calms down.
Yeah, Edward has to escape. Bomba is leaving for Mount down now as one shot does more damage. That's him to the air he goes. CC immune. But they've baited out the ultimate, and now Team Spirit will have a resource advantage.
But we also see the problem here. Kibomba kind of didn't take much damage. Like, even though he dies, Rora Gaming have to use everything to take him down. And I think he'll take that tree.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising. Like, we haven't seen as many glue picks come through. Ooh. You know, he's one of those heroes that just is able to tank up so much damage, cause a lot of chaos in the back line. And so far, Kid Bomba's done a really good job at doing that when the team fights do break out. That's why, you know, like you mentioned, LaFell, they're both playing at the macro level, but these team fights are almost like a chess match in itself, where you're seeing just how important the positioning is, especially for the gold laners. And why it's so difficult for Dominkite to find that space to work with, whether he's got the Zaman Force drop down or not. So both junglers, by the way, staying up top, doing some off-lane, off-map pushing if they can. Those tier 1s are still up, so no one can really claim the space around the Lord just yet.
Yeah, honestly, Aurora's having a hard time here.
What? That's a solo! Oh my goodness, not a solo. Sawo gets an assist, but Yui just got bursted down and he did not want to flicker out.
If we're talking about chess pieces, man, Sunset Lover is moving like the rook, and now Kimbomba's moving like the knight. There's really not a lot of spaces that Rora can use on the map to get themselves in position.
I feel like we always highlight Sunset Lover on the Farsa. Every time he plays the Farsa,
He's kind of good.
He should go pro.
he could go pro on this. I mean, my goodness, 4-0-3 right now, and that's twice now. Oh,
Nico gets caught. Optimates Duet gets pulled down by Doming, and Edward, though, could not flicker out in time.
I feel like we have enough clips to show Claude's getting caught in that position.
right
getting
there.
caught by Frederick.
Sick boom earlier.
Yeah, so, oh, hold on, Light.
First down on Light. He has the AOG, but he's going to be caught with a Tsunami Slam now, and this is going to be bursted out by One Shot and Sunset. So it's a 1-for-1. Roam for gold. Lord of the bottom lane gets a actually does not get a charge down. Good job by Aurora Gaming. Philippines Edward. Oh, he gets caught with a fracture. And now it's Bomba into the slam and the flicker in. The Fear of the Phoenix catches 4 of them, but no one's there to follow it up. Sawo. Interesting recall.
I'm just really interested in what the idea was there. When Light got killed and then there seemed to be a call where Edward's like, all right, we're going to initiate. They just did not expect that amount of pressure from Team Spirit, I guess. Again, kind of wondering what the plan was there, but they are going to lose some of those tier 2 turrets now.
Sawo.
So is he going to go for Light?
Could be. They made out the AOG, and that's enough. Now they push into the mid lane, and it's One Shot and Sunset who picks the turret up.
In my head, I kind of did thought Team Spirit will have a dominant game, but I didn't thought it would look like this.
Yeah, it's very, very strong showing for them, man. 4K ahead. And it just seems like a lot of it has to do with this Farsa pick, you know, the amount of pressure, because, I don't know, you just don't have that much of an effect or that similar effect with the Zetian pick here from UA. You know, unfortunately, yeah, you've got the Fury of the Phoenix that can help out. Well, there's a nice close-up always of our favorite skin of the game, by the way.
Yep.
Kid Bomba doing an amazing job on this glue, like we mentioned. And now Hiko picking up the Malefic gun, so...
Whoa. Oh. Tsunami Slam. Locks like down through the Phoenix zone now. As I see the Edward jump in and One Shot going to be caught with a Mountain Shotgun and will fall. AOG out of there. Bomba gets caught. Demon Cat gets a double as Hiko still goes for the damage. Now Blazing Duan from Hiko! Goes through them all. Flicker in to find Yue.
What? Okay, well, now...
Oh, Sunset Lover?
Oh, Sunset.
Sunset.
He's got the
Flying
feather
by.
airstrike.
Oh, what a cancel by Light!
Oh my God.
And it's Demon Kite with the Traceless in.
You just flew blind into a bush you didn't want to go to, man.
Farsa cannot see.
She can't see.
She's actually blind.
Lore accurate Farsa.
Lord accurate, man.
No, but that was in the bush. Unlucky.
Unlucky. That last fight, by the way, it didn't go their way because they didn't have the feather airstrike, and that's what I was talking about. Like, the Farsa is such an integral part of this lineup success.
Do you feel like that's gonna get clipped? Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which part?
Fire stop blindly going to a bush.
Yep.
Lore accurate fire
Lore
stop.
More
accurate.
accurate words.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And now Lord's up. So with all of that, imagine they just got about 3.5k gold in the hands of Rora Gaming Philippines. So they're in a much better position now to contest the objective. But, you know, still, nonetheless, it's playing within those timings, those windows that are available to them. And they'll, that's part of the game plan. Like I said, just take your time with this Lord take.
Yeah, we can definitely see that Aurora, they have the damage, especially coming in from Demon Kite. But also, Hiko has shown that he is looking pretty strong at this point. Dom and Kite, with that Holy Crystal, might be able to two-shot Hiko if Hiko is not careful.
Yeah.
And all the basic attacks hit onto Hiko. But yeah, Aurora Gaming, they have the tools to punish Team Spirit if they put themselves in a very punishable spot.
Yeah. Wins a crown though for Hiko. That's
right.
gonna help.
He's got that. That was the question earlier on, but it looks like Aurora's going to go ahead and start this Lord up. They don't have to fully commit to it, though. I think they're just trying to spawn out. Nice little shot there, Hiko. Getting checked at half health, but it's more so just spotting out where Team Spirit is here for Aurora Gaming Philippines while they go ahead and take their time with this. Light does pick up the anti-Karas, but they'll just go for a reset. They don't have the positioning favor they want to. Plus, they've got a nice wave pushing up top that they're going to have to deal with at some point here.
This is looking really, really good for Team Spirit.
Yeah. Kiboma does have that flicker, so if he finds an opportunity, he can jump with someone. The question is who? Ideally, you want to get Demon Kite, but if you don't, who's the next target?
Wait a second.
Oh, they're going to
Go
go.
for it. Edward jumps in on 3. That's even Blazy to it with the crown as well. That's a mistimed Unbreakable by Light. Now Asawa jumps in with the Tsunami Slam. Gets caught as the Mount comes in as well. Light bursts it out by one shot on the Nolan. And that's a turret up top falling. The tier 2 falling to the big slow push built up by Team Spirit.
Ooh, that was not the fight they wanted, man. They lost the tier 2 turret. They're going to lose the Lord off of that. That was a fight initiated by Edward. And that's why I was saying this composition is a little bit different just because of the sense of usually they're reacting to Team Spirit. But that time they chose to go.
Yeah.
And they got punished because the layering wasn't the way they wanted it to be. And once that's gone, especially like we've seen before with the Sora, once that initial crowd control is gone, and then you don't have that follow through, you're kind of just left as a sitting duck to be taken out.
Yeah, honestly, Sora in the late game is a different kind of blast cannon where your initial attack, doesn't matter if it's a setup or the damage, is going to be incredibly strong. But after that, like I said, it's going to be a sitting duck. You're going to die to almost anything. So that's the dangers of using a Sora.
They are on the defense.
Sawo hovering over earlier. Hiko unable to use the wave. Just the mid-base turret taken down for now. Aurora doing a good job at manipulating the waves as well, just holding it in. And this is a comp with really good clear, you know? They have a Zetian, they have a Harith, the Eastern Shin doing work as well.
Yeah, they've got, so they clear out the Lord. They still got a couple waves to handle, which should be fine with them. They should be able to hold on to these 2 base turrets after losing that mid. Sawo not really able to force anything. Oh!
The flicker out of the AOGs, a Force used up as well by Domeng, and they are able to clear it out. They know this turret needs to stay alive.
Yeah, that was smart, very, very smart, especially because honestly, Aurora, they have multiple ways to actually cancel out that Feather S-Strike.
Yeah.
Because it's not just Light, but Yue as well. Because you're not going to be moving, you're going to get stunned up, it's going to cancel out anyway. So Aurora, they really got to make it so that they're patient. You got to see that Feather S-Strike first. And then you answer it.
Ooh. Okay, they are doing everything to hold on to this turret.
Yeah.
They should do it just fine. Like we mentioned, the clear is going to be good. They do hold on to the top 2. They're going to pop the conceal just to force Team Spirit off of this. And that's what I was saying, you know, earlier on, Sao, he didn't have the flicker, but now it's available. If he wanted to start a fight, they could, but they don't want to throw this lead that they have, this advantage against Aurora Gaming Philippines, because you still have to respect what this composition can do, especially in the base, where they have more of a free space to work with and can get the favorable positioning if Team Spirit goes a little bit too far. So it's much better for them to just kind of wait, let that Lord come up in about 30, and then get in position from there. See if they can bait anything out. Sawo?
Oh, wait. Sawo can actually just go Tsunami Slam here, but he doesn't go for it. I thought he was going to flick in Tsunami
same.
Slam.
Discipline, man.
Yep.
Right now, for our newer viewers as well, I think it's good to address why Rora Gaming is using everything that he can to make sure that the bottom turret doesn't get taken down, because the Lord will spawn. It's going to spawn up top. going up against a Nolan as well as a Claude, there's always that chance, a backdoor, or they would just split you up. So
Yeah.
if that tower goes down, if we're going to talk about chess, that's basically a check.
Yep.
Yeah. And with that, they hold on to it. This is also evolved now for the Lords. It's going to take a little bit longer for Team Spirit to secure it, but Light's already given the information over. Edward handled that wave down bottom the best he can, but he's got to be here a part of this fight. So we'll see how they decide to go and position themselves for this. The Mountain Shocker is going
Wait a
to
second.
use.
It's not reset properly. That was a blunder. Sawa's gonna go in. It's gonna be caught by Domenkai actually there. Now Tsunami Slam coming down. It's like it's pushed down. Edward with walk up. Fear the Phoenix already catching him now. Sunset Lover's able to flicker up, but Edward jumps in forward. Immortality by Sunset Lover. Fracture coming down now as Domenkai walks over as well. Edward just cannot die. Sawa will fall to Domeng, and now it's Bomba running for the hills. Cannot go on to Demon Kai. That's all again Domeng jumping in with his Mind Force. One shot Immortality. Domeng gets a double.
It's a wipeout! They got the Lord, but Aurora Gaming got the fight. They're going to clear out this Lord and go down the mid lane.
That was a mistake by Team Spirit on many different fronts. Like you said, Mirko, the fact that they did not properly reset that was number one. But again,
Can they end it?
I think it's
I
over.
think they can.
7
it's over.
seconds on Hiko. It's over for game one. Team Spirit held the lead for the whole game, but Aurora got one fight.
Man, it was one fight to turn it around. And like you mentioned, it wasn't the reset of the Lord that Team Spirit wanted, and so they capitalized